guys, Ben America's Baseball Camps, just touching base in regards to your video and analysis from your swing from the camp in Arizona, and just wanted to touch base on your mechanics and go through some things that I see that you can work on for your upcoming season. So if I back it up in regards to our stance looks pretty good. The only thing I see in regards to your stance is that when you start and stop, you kind of do different heights of your eye level. So let's talk about that for a minute. So when you do your stance and your start, and I'm not sure if you just do this just because it was just flips or whatnot, but in the game, just something to be cautious of. That you start with your eye level here, and then when you go down to swing at contact, you're about a foot down, and that's too big of change in regards to our stance from standing up tall to being like a foot down at contact. You can see on there the plain difference, because when the ball's moving and you're moving, it's just kind of something we can take out. And good hitters have really quiet heads and don't move and don't have a lot of head movement. So it's just really good to get yourself on eye level from the start to finish of your swing, and make sure that stays through all the way through your swing. What I used to do is I used to tape up a mirror, or have a mirror in my house, and I tape up like masking tape, have an eye level, about 3 feet of masking tape that it's eye level, just one strip. And what that is put it at the level where you start and finish your swing, and then you just take your practice swings, obviously, without your bat, and just see if you can stay on that level. So you can start lower, you can start higher. Just make sure when you stride and that contact, you try to be at the same level of your eyes as you are when you started. And I think that's pretty important to, as you move up in the levels of baseball, as the pitchers start throwing harder, the balls are moving more, have more break to them, that becomes kind of an important element of your hitting and your approach, that you can be consistent with your levels of your eyes. So just something to be aware about in regards to that. As far as for other things on your stance, stance looks pretty good. Okay, you have your eyes are on the baseball, your hands are in a good launch position, your knees are inside your feet. All you'd have to do at this point is bend your knees a little bit more, and that would get you more in athletic position. And that would be good to see there. So now we're going to go into land foot or launch foot, and what we're going to do here is talk about a few things here. Very importantly, we're going to keep an eye on this front foot. Draw a little circle around it, and you're going to notice how it's going to open up on us. And that's really important to see that front hip begins to open. You can see that it exposes that front hip. That front hip goes, and the front foot begins to open up. Right now, when you do your lie-in foot and your stride foot, you can see that your heel faces right there. And at this part of your swing, I would want your heel to be facing more towards the dugout. And that's going to keep everything closed and back. You're going to hit against a firm, closed front side. When you open your foot like that, that's going to create you to have a lot of arm strength and a lot of upper body for your hitting mechanics. And that's very important to focus on getting the whole body and hit against a firm, closed front side, which is going to be very important as you get older into the larger fields and whatnot, and against better pitching. So, again, at this point of your swing, you can see how that front foot is kind of open right here. And what I would do is stand in with pitchers and just work on taking pitches, but not work on taking pitches with your foot doing that. Work on taking pitches where you almost show the heel to the pitcher, and that's going to keep your front side closed, your front hip closed. So when I go back and forth, you can kind of see, watch that front hip even open. See how much that front hip opens on you? And that's going to lose power every time that front hip opens. So, boom, right there, that front hip opens, and that's going to totally take away a lot of power, because you want to hit against a firm, closed front side. So that front toe wants to actually be facing more towards the third base dugout compared to more towards third base or even the shortstop where it is now. And that's going to keep that front shoulder and that front hip in a lot better position and a lot stronger to use that lower half. So some very important things on that. So we talked about your eye level. We talked about your front stride. Now let's go into your actual swing. Let's check that out. So I'm going to go to land foot. Bat path is pretty good right here. Your bat path is pretty clean. So you go to this spot, your hands go first. Okay? At contact, really, really nice in regards to being at contact. So you start from our feet, from the dirt all the way up. Nice, clean line. You do have a nice angle. This is firm, just a little bit open, but your bat path is good. Your eyes are on the baseball, palm up, palm down position, and that looks all pretty good. Let's see what kind of your finish looks like. Now, not bad. You can see here at contact, we kind of stay tall, keep that line there, and then after contact, we kind of finish back. And just real important to not finish back. That's more of a lift mode. Just kind of try to stay tall and finish and hold your swing. Just try to stay as tall as you can. You can see how we kind of come off balance there a little bit. Just important to get ourselves and hold our finish so we don't over-rotate. You can see how we kind of finished back too much on our feet, and then our head was kind of too far back, so that's going to make us kind of fall over. So at this point of our swing, we just want to be nice and tall. So if I take this line, and I'm going to run it from here up, just make sure you bring that head a little bit forward. What that's going to do is that's going to be able to keep us working downhill to the baseball, and when I have a tendency to finish up with my torso, my posture that way, as we start to work uphill to the ball, and that's typically for left-handers, but let's just do a better job of working downhill, and I think that's going to make a good difference. So I do it off the tee. So practice your levels, practice your stride, make sure at contact you're nice and close, make sure you finish and hold your finish, and those are some really good things to work on here. See if I can see anything else on your other swings here. But that's the only thing I really saw in regards to your starts there. See a contact here. Still came back a little bit more. You can still see after contact here we kind of come back. That front heel comes off the ground just a hair. And not bad, but again, let's get this back heel up a little higher and this back foot so this posture stays tall, and really make sure that we're working downhill through the baseball. We talk about not worrying about hit the ball over the fence, just try to drive the ball through the fence, work line drive to down instead of line drive to up, and mentally just working on hitting the ball and working downhill compared to getting underneath and kind of working uphill. So those are some of the things. I would just watch this video over and over again. Your bat path is nice. You're in a really good spot. Not a lot of changes, and a lot of the other guys had a lot more changes than you did. So you can tell you've been working at this. But I like your path. I like your approach. Just a couple key things on your start, on your land foot, on your finish, and putting all those pieces together is really going to help you. So once you really work on those things individually, then you can start working on that as you go. Make sure in your drills that you don't do them all at once. Don't go right to live to do this. Do it off the tee work to really work on those steps, and then go to soft toss, and then always finish with your live. But don't go right into live to work on these things, because with live, you obviously have to work on timing and points of contact, and if it's going to be a ball or strike, just get on the tee and soft toss where you don't have to worry about that stuff. So have a great season. Thanks for coming to camp, and watch this over and over again, and we hope to get to see you next year.